It's Absolutely Auburn, a place where we'll talk about all things Auburn, Maine, because we're in the middle of it all. The City of Auburn's communications team is dedicated to helping you connect with city government and learn everything you need to know about Auburn, our city, our people, our events, and our community. Welcome to Absolutely Auburn.
On this episode of Absolutely Auburn, we are talking about parks and recreation, and summertime is a perfect time to talk about all of our amazing facilities. And did you know we have an advisory board? Welcome back to Absolutely Auburn. I'm your host, Jenn Boenig, and joining me in the studio today are Haley Warden and Misty Edgecomb, co-chairs of the Auburn Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. I knew I was going to stumble over that.
It's a mouthful.
I can't tell you how many times I've tried to practice that. Well, welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
I stumble over it every month.
Okay, good.
At my meetings.
I'm like, oh. And I'm going to stumble over this because this is like, kind of the boring stuff. But we need to tell everyone what the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board does. And one of the things that the board does is review and set policy for the recreation department. When it comes to facility rules, program participation, conduct, the board also helps develop recommendations for more efficient use of facilities and even sometimes staff or personnel, so giving some of those recommendations as well. So Haley and Misty, with this advisory board doing important work, I don't think everybody knows that this board even exists, because quite frankly, I didn't. I didn't until I started working here, and I was like, wait, we have a what? Mm-hmm. Because I know we have a rec staff and a rec team, but I didn't realize that there was also an advisory board there. So can you explain a little more about what the board does during your monthly meetings and then why you chose to serve on this board as a member of our community? And
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, it depends on the month for what we do because we're a little bit seasonal for our meetings. In the winter months, you will find us the second Wednesday of every month at 4:30 at the Senior Center right down in Pettingill Park in Auburn. And then we do all of our work there for the winter. But in the summer, we are out in the parks. We do our annual parks tour, and we walk the parks, we walk the spaces. We see what they need, what they're doing well, what we think that they could be doing in the next 5 or 10 years, like what the future of the park looks like.
Oh, wow.
And then kind of looking at, is anything looking really worn, really sad? We can't make decisions on the park and the recreation that happens in them unless we are in the parks.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point. And why did you decide to be a part of this board?
I joined this board because my grandfather actually worked for the Auburn Parks and Rec Department ages ago. His entire career, he ended up retiring from Public Works when they disbanded the Parks and Rec, when Parks and Rec kind of divided.
Oh yeah, kind of split off.
Yeah, so he ended up retiring from Public Works, but I grew up in these parks. And then coming back as an adult to look at them 30 odd years later, some of them looked exactly the same. And not in a good way. Yeah. So I wanted to help these parks kind of live up to their potential and be the parks that I remembered as a kid, shiny and new and bright and fun.
And how about you, Haley? Why did you decide to serve on this board?
It's so interesting, Misty. I didn't know that about you. Well, I joined kind of for the opposite side in not the parks, but the recreation. So when I first moved here from Los Angeles, I briefly worked for the rec department. And after I left to go full-time at the library, I still wanted to be involved in more than just a volunteer coach capacity. So at the time, the recreation director had told me about the Parks and Rec board and told me that she thought I would be a great fit for it and it would be a way to still stay involved. And so that's why I applied.
Nice. Yeah. So do you both have kids that participate in some of the recreation programs?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, my kids have been, oh my goodness, since we moved here in 2018, and they're still doing youth sports programming. I know summer track just started. We're involved in that.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. And Auburn is really large, and we have a ton of parks and green spaces. They cover more than 500 acres. Isn't that insane?
It's crazy.
Auburn is so big geographically.
I
it really
know.
Is.
And such an extensive network. We have ponds, we have rivers, we have more than a dozen named parks. That's not even some of the other what we call like pocket parks or like other little pop-up spaces that might not necessarily have a name, but also places people will go and use for recreation purposes. And kind of one of our major facilities is Pettingill Park, which is home to a lot of our recreational facilities. I know, Misty, you mentioned the Auburn Community Senior Center and the Hasty Community Center, Ingersoll Turf facilities there. We have ball fields. The Tricia Aslin and Joseph Walker Memorial Ball Fields are there. So that is the place to be. There's also the little pond, which gets stocked for the fishing derby, which happens in the spring every year. I think, am I correct was there ice skating at one point, or is there not enough?
Be ice skating there.
Is it not cold enough anymore?
No, I think ice skating there stopped for a different reason, but it makes me sad because it's such a perfect ice skating spot.
And many years ago, that's where the ski
jump. Yes.
Oh, yes.
There used to be a ski jump.
Well, see, I don't remember that, but I remember the outdoor ice rink, which is now where Ingersoll Turf Facility is.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Because my brother played hockey growing up, and so he played at the outdoor at the outdoor rink there, which we did not. I don't know, that was not fun. That was very cold, very cold. So, as members of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, what's your favorite park and or recreation spot in the city, and why?
You want to go first this time?
Sure, of course. I think mine would have to be Lake Grove right now. Misty, you're probably going to say the same thing. Because it's one where we put a lot of time and effort into assisting with the redesign of it, with the new playground equipment and making it more user-friendly and a destination for people to come and really enjoy themselves. And for me, it's like on the opposite side of Auburn of where we live. So I don't really go there that often, but the times that I do drive by, it's packed now. And it makes me
so happy.
Right?
To see
it just
that.
makes me grin. Yeah. Every time I'm like, yes, we accomplished this. So that's my favorite.
Yeah. And I'm going to say the same thing. Lake Grove Park right now is without a doubt. And it's because we worked so hard to reinvent that park. When the playground equipment installers came to take out the old equipment and put in the new equipment, they said, wow, you guys should donate this equipment to a museum, like a playground museum. It was that old.
Oh, wow.
And so what a facelift. And it's not that the park wasn't being used, but it just wasn't a destination. And now, again, that park is packed all the time. And we have now kayaks and paddle boats when the little rangers are there. We have some new yard games.
The yard games.
Yeah, the yard games that are there now. And so we keep updating and we continue to make this park better. We're not finished with the park yet. The basketball court's going to get a little refresh, I think, soon. And we're still working to open the bathrooms and the snack shack.
Yep.
That is my mission in life, is to reopen those bathrooms and a snack shack. That is, and snack shack could be rented out, or nonprofits or charities could run it.
Yes.
But there's so much opportunity there still.
Even if it's just like bottled water and freeze pops.
That's what I mean, like a local Boy Scout troop.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
No, go to BJ's, get a few flats of chips and waters and sell those, and they'd make money.
Oh, yeah. We get asked, that is like the first place people will ask, when is it opening? When is it opening? When is it opening? I know that they had installed a new gate system. And yeah, it is. It's always packed. And I don't go that way often either. But it is the spot to be. And the feedback has been so positive. So congratulations on doing all that hard work, because it is paying off and the community is loving that space.
Yeah, sometimes takes a long time to get anything finished with a municipality. And so when I want to feel good about myself, I go there.
Yeah, exactly. Take it all in.
What we do matters.
It does. It definitely does.
We definitely, I mean, that's what she was saying earlier. That's what we do in the summertime. Like we walk around all these different parks and we're like, oh my God, just imagine it if it looked like this.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we work for like 3 or 4 years to make it happen.
Exactly.
Or not happen.
Yes.
It can be a slow process here sometimes, but that's okay. As long as we get to the finish line, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So speaking of a process, in 2019, the city did a strategic planning process, setting a vision for what Auburn could and should be. And recreation was one of the highest priorities that residents, community members, kind of everyone kind of kept bubbling that up to the surface. And right now, Auburn's also engaged in a comprehensive plan, and recreation is one of those things, definitely one of those target areas that the plan's going to be looking at. And it's important that we have accessible and diverse recreational opportunities for residents. And I know that's another thing too with Lake Grove Park. It is accessible, it's stroller friendly, it's like wheelchair kind of walker friendly.
For us too.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure everyone could use that.
Right. And that's huge, whether you've got little ones in a stroller or if you have older folks or even just people with mobility issues that want to be able to go to the park and enjoy that space. It's nice that they have the opportunity to do that. So Misty, what exactly is the vision for the Parks and Rec Advisory Board? What does the group see as a future of recreation in Auburn?
So our job is to help create and strengthen and sustain programs that serve people who live here. We want Auburn to be a place where everyone from young families to active seniors can find ways to move, play, connect, and enjoy their city. And they're going to do that through recreation and in the parks that they recreate in. That's the crux of it. At the same time, we also see Auburn as a potential recreation destination. Youth recreational sports are huge right now. Parents travel for it. Parents spend lots of money for it. I know because I'm a parent that does it regularly. So we have one of the only adult draft softball leagues, I think, in Central Maine here in Auburn, and people will travel. That draft softball league is full every single year. So it's not just youth, recreation. And with our large land footprint and networks of parks and trails, we are uniquely positioned to expand youth tourism and all of outdoor recreation. We really are a central hub. And by making our parks and our green spaces and our recreational programming stronger, we will be just a really great destination for that.
Yeah, that's a great point. And because one of our other spaces, I don't even think I mentioned that earlier, we have Norway Savings Bank Arena, which has 2 sheets of ice. That's also part of it. And sports tourism, whether it's youth or adults, is huge. People will spend lots of money because I'm one of them too.
Me too.
Yeah, we travel for our kids' sports.
Yeah. And I don't think any sport is cheap anymore. No. Even if you're doing track and field with the shoes and some of the other, it's expensive. It adds up. Kids are not. If you want to save money, don't have kids.
Very true.
So, Haley, if we wanted to think big and we'll forget how slow things can move sometimes. So we'll think outside the box. We're going to get crazy. If you could make any investment in the city for a recreational opportunity, what would you do? What would you like to see? Like I said, pie in the sky.
Well, it really ties into what Misty was just saying, is that I would love Auburn to have a huge multi-sport complex. I'm talking like indoor turf facility that has like several, tunnels, couple of basketball courts, an indoor swimming pool, an indoor track, a couple of outdoor baseball and softball fields, just because there are so many, like we were just talking about, travel basketball, travel softball, travel baseball, tournaments. There's so many of those organizations in our area, and none of the tournaments are here.
Oh.
I mean, not even just renting out the facility for practices, like
right.
like right now I'm traveling to Portland and Gorham every Saturday in the wintertime for practices when we could be here because Ingersoll's already booked up.
Right.
So having this large multi-sport complex would be amazing.
I love it.
How about you, Misty?
Okay, I was so happy because I was like, ooh, I wrote an answer down because I still wanted to answer this one. So I love this question. And I have two big dreams. If there were no pie in the sky here. So first, I'm sure Haley's not going to be shocked. I would create a community food forest and outdoor education center, but I would make it directly connected to the high school's agricultural science program. So it would be centrally located and serve as kind of a hands-on classroom, not just for students, but community members of all ages. It would offer outdoor learning spaces, field trips, school gardens, adult education classes focused on sustainability and nutrition, and farming as a career path, but also food forest concept as a whole and what that looks like and how to harvest a food forest, what a food forest actually is and how you use it in your community.
Wow.
So that's my first one. And my second one would be a full trail loop that goes around Lake Auburn. Like think Back Bay in Portland type trail. That would have running, walking, you could have parking spots on it and facilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Facilities available always. The next one is, so it kind of ties into that. I would widen all of our sidewalks. I would double the size of all of our sidewalks and paint a line down the middle and have walkers on one side and cyclers on the other. So we can get bikes off of our roads. I mean, I would love to say we could put protected bike paths in all of our roads, but the reality of winter makes that really difficult, right? It makes that extremely difficult. Yeah. But if we just double the size of our sidewalks, you could get cyclers off the road. And if it's safe, way more people would do it. I would love to cycle. I am terrified to cycle. I will not. It's just too scary. So if I could get off of the roads, that would be a reality even for people like me.
Yeah. I would love just to have a sidewalk. I'm not going to cycle anywhere, but I would like to be able to have a sidewalk to walk on.
That's all I want.
Yes.
That seems simple enough. Yeah, I think that one of those multi-purpose indoor, like even if it was indoor outdoor facility would be amazing.
Yes, it would.
I remember going to one with my kids down in Massachusetts, and you walked in and it's like, oh my God.
They are utilized.
Yes.
They are used, and
constantly.
People would travel for them. Tournaments would travel for them. Practices would come for them.
Yes. And then you don't, like you said, you don't have to worry about the weather piece, especially in wintertime.
Yep. And having a pool.
Yes.
An Olympic-sized pool and diving center. But we have such...
I mean, if we're going big, let's just go big.
Right?
Why not?
We have such a pool deficit in this area. It is hard for swim teams. I mean, it's hard for anyone just who wants to swim lanes, but swim teams are having a really hard time finding pool space.
So are just so when we moved here, my kids had never had swim lessons, and it's so hard to find somewhere to get in. There's so many bodies of water in the state.
Really
it's a necessity.
Essential. It is such a necessity.
Yeah. And it was really, really hard for us to find somewhere to get them in to get swim lessons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When the YMCA lost their pool, I think it really, it cut by half the amount of pools that we had in this area. Yeah. And it's been a struggle ever since.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, water safety is really so important.
Enormous. We hear about it on the news all the time, how important water safety is.
Yeah, definitely. So recreation, I think, is a central theme for in the city here, and our vision for community development and emphasizing its role in enhancing quality of life, promoting tourism, promoting natural resources, preserving those as well, kind of ties into, I think, all those things that you ladies would like to see as well. So if someone would like to get involved with this board and embrace some recreational opportunities in this area, can they attend a meeting? Can they stop by the rec office in Pettingill Park? How should people get involved?
So all of our park and rec advisor, our board meetings are open to the public. So if you're interested in coming and sitting in on a meeting, we absolutely welcome that. Again, during the winter months, we're at the senior center. And then during the summer months, if you go on the city's website, you can find our agenda, and that will tell you which park we're in. So if you happen to love the park that we're going to be in, pop in and take a walk with us. Come with us and join it. We're also looking to launch some park-specific subcommittees coming up. For example, if someone's passionate about the skate park or a dog park that we're looking to renovate in the future, we'll create a little subcommittee, and that subcommittee will work solely on that park. Or if somebody has a specific park that they would like to champion to create like a Friends of, X park, they can absolutely do that too.
Okay. And I would include that being on a subcommittee, you don't have to commit to being a Parks and Rec board member.
No.
Like if you don't have the capacity to be a member, but there's something specific that you're interested in or can, be helpful and have advice or have some sort of knowledge about, you can be on the subcommittee just as a member of the community.
Nice. Yeah, our parks belong to our community, so the more community members that we have coming in and giving their voices are really going to make the parks catered to them.
Yes, definitely. And as Misty said, if you go to the city's website, auburnmaine.gov, you can find the recreation department, and through that landing page, you'll find the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, and you'll be able to see meeting agendas, meeting minutes, different things. So definitely check there. Our website is the place to get most of the information and programs. So we have everything from youth recreational opportunities, active senior trips. I love hearing about the senior trips that Jody organizes and those surprise lunch spots. And she like drives them around in circles to confuse them. And
that's cute.
I was like, that sounds like, I want to go. It sounds like so much fun.
I've had so many people that say, I want to do this.
Yeah. I'm like, So fishing derbies and shopping trips and summer camp and, all the traditional things, baseball, softball, I don't know, basketball, I don't know, all sorts of things, all of the things. Where can we learn more information, and how can we sign up for programs?
So for the recreation department, whether you're signing up for a senior program or adult sports or youth sports, you can go to the auburnmaine.gov, and you can go to see the catalog. I think it comes out quarterly?
Yes.
I think so.
I think we switched to quarterly.
I think you're right.
I know there was some talk about changing things. So quarterly, and it has all of the information that you can need, or you can get a link to Civic Rec is what you sign up through.
Yeah, and I think you do have to create an account.
You do have to create an account.
It's free to create an account. Make sure you jot down your username and password.
Yeah. Don't want to lose that.
Always.
Get a password app. That's what I do, because gosh knows I couldn't remember all the passwords that I have. So usually I ask our guests what a typical work day looks like. And I know you're doing board work, so let's put the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, I guess, hat on hold. What do you do in a typical work day outside of Parks and Rec?
Outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
So I work at the Auburn Public Library, and I am the Director of Development and Communications. And so I'm in charge of like all of the marketing and the fundraising and endowments and grant opportunities that we're seeking, and social media. So that takes up all of my day.
Yes, it would. Social media is a full-time job.
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's very true. I'm a small business owner, actually, and I own 2 small businesses in the area, ME Massage Therapy, which is located right in Lewiston on the corner of East Ave and Webster, and we are a small medical massage facility. We focus on a lot of post-operative work, workplace injury. We have a lot of workers' comp cases. We do also relaxation massage and all of the very nice, soothing things, but injury, helping people through injuries is what we focus on.
Nice.
And then I have an app called Thoughtful Giving, which makes gift giving easier for everyone who does it. It's a profile that you would fill out for yourself or your kids, and it would hold all of the information that someone would need to give a great gift to them. You then just share that information with all of the close family and friends, and you have all of the information to choose a gift. So that will be in the app stores. It's an app now, and you can go to our website, thoughtfulgiving.org, and download it. But we should be in the app stores in the next month.
Wow.
Kind of exciting.
That's super exciting. That sounds great. I wouldn't have to get text messages from my
and
mother.
That is what I needed
from my
it to
mother-in-law,
exist.
right? Like, what size are the kids now?
I came out of a 1-hour session to 74 messages from my husband's family. talking.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you guys doing? 74 messages.
What about this? What
so
about
I had to
that?
scroll through and try to pick out all of the information for all of the kids that we were talking about. And I'm like, okay, we can do this better.
Yeah.
We can do this in a better way.
Yes, we can.
Well, that sounds very helpful. Now, a question that I also ask all of our guests is, what is your favorite thing about Auburn? And it doesn't have to be work related or even rec related in this instance. Like, what's your favorite thing about Auburn?
My favorite thing about Auburn is the community activities and things like the Lobster Fest and the stuff that Jenn and her team put on and do it so well and so amazing. I love the Christmas time activities especially. And it really just gives an opportunity for the residents of Auburn and outside of Auburn to come together and spend time together in a fun setting. And I just love all the hard work you guys put into it because I think it really pays off.
Oh, thank you. I swear I didn't pay her to say that.
No, I agree. Those are fantastic. I love all of those. And I think that my favorite thing about Auburn is that it's home. I've lived other places, but Auburn has always been home. It's where my roots have been, and it's where I'm raising my family. And there's something really special about watching your kids grow up in the same places that you did. I mean, my daughter just left Auburn Middle School, and she had the same teacher that I did in Auburn Middle School. That's just fabulous. Mr. Rowe, he was just amazing. So I don't know. I just love that. And I love that Auburn is close to everything. You know, we're close to the coast. We're close to the big cities. We're close to the mountains. And I love the community here. And that's why I'm working so hard to make sure that it stays amazing and is better every year.
Yes. Yeah. That's a great point. That's why I moved back here. It was home, and it was it's a great place to raise your family, and I wanted my kids to have the same kind of opportunities and feel safe growing up like I did.
Yes.
So yeah, it is home. And in our last episode, we talked with Lauren and David in the planning department about Auburn's comprehensive plan. As well as John Cleveland, who's the chair of that committee. And they came up with a new question that now I've decided we're going to start asking all of our guests moving forward. And if you were mayor for a day, what would you do?
That's such a great question.
Okay, I know exactly what I would do.
Misty, why don't you share?
Okay, so I would bring back bulky waste pickup.
Yes.
And I know it sounds simple. It's one of those, but bulky waste pickup is one of those tangible services that residents just loved. And I'm sorry, Public Works. I know how hard it is for Public Works. It is a challenge for them for many reasons, right? I completely understand. And I formally apologize to the Public Works Department for suggesting this. But in a minute, I would bring back bulky waste pickup. That would be one big thing that I would do. I would also partner with the local high school art department and paint murals on all of the really big painted teal medians. You know, the really ugly ones that are painted and they're not pretty, but they're this teal color. And you can't plant anything there. I've been turned down from Public Works multiple times when I ask, but you could paint on them. You could paint murals on them. And then it would look so pretty. And you could have the high school kids who are vested in painting, have it be a whole class.
A whole thing.
A whole project.
We have such artistic students in that art class. So it would be that's what I would do.
Okay.
I like the bulky waste. Let's bring it back. I would love to have an opportunity to advocate at a higher level to the entire city to come participate in come to your local library. I would love to have,
That's good.
Not just the community, but I would love to have city staff come down and see what we do. I'd love to have city council come in and see what it is that we do on a daily basis. Because I really feel like that a lot of people still have this misconception that the library is a place where you come and you check out a book. And that is true. We do that. But that is just such a small part of what a library does these days. And I would love for there to be more library card holders and library users. Even being a library user doesn't necessarily mean that you have a library card. All of our programs are free. You don't have to have a library card to attend, so having more people utilize the services that we're able to provide would be wonderful.
Well, and I definitely feel like the library is it is another community center space in a way. When my son was younger, for a period of time, he was getting some tutoring. And his tutor lived here in Auburn, so they would meet in one of the rooms. She would reserve one of the rooms.
Yeah,
the study rooms.
The study rooms. Those are great.
And so,
which are also free to use, by the way.
Yes,
right.
Such an asset.
And they would meet there, and it was nice because then whether it was my mom or myself who were bringing my son, we could sit in a quiet space and do something else while he was doing that. We weren't kind of just stuck sitting in the car,
right?
You know,
exactly.
So it gave us a place to go as well. And I know I'm looking forward to an upcoming author talk. And I know not only does the library have books, but you also have other things that people can use.
Oh yes, we just redid our whole library of things collection. So now instead of being in like totes that you can't see through, shoved on a wall somewhere, there's these beautiful like cards that have a photo of what it is, whether it's like a telescope or the sewing machine or badminton or toolkit, whatever it is. You just look at it and it says all the contents, and then you take the card up to the lending desk and they'll give you the item to take home.
Yeah, because I know what was it? Kids were able to get some equipment and like record and edit their own music and different stuff, right?
Yeah, in our media lab, there's a green screen, there's studio lights, there's the newest Apple computers with all of the video recording and editing and music.
Wow.
Yeah, yes, and it's also very underutilized.
Right.
Yeah, but it's an amazing.
I had no idea that was
such
there.
an amazing resource. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. Go check out the Auburn Public Library.
Yes.
Come see us.
If you haven't been there, you've got to go check it out.
I did have one other thing on my list for Mayor for a Day, and it was kind of what Haley had touched on in the large multi-use recreation center, right? It's starting the conversation and starting to move that forward. And then like we go back to that story of the 1950s. Auburn had a ski jump in Pettingill Park. But that's not even the best part of that. That's insane because who would allow that to happen now with safety regulations, right? Like that's only happening in the 50s and 60s.
Insurance nightmare.
Yes. But because we had a ski jump in our local park, we had ski jump clubs at the high school, through the recreation center, and there were more than one resident of Auburn that made it to the Olympics in ski jumping just because we had a ski jump in a park. And if that doesn't tell you that access and accessibility is everything, I don't even know what does.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, because how else are you going to get those experiences?
Absolutely.
If they're not.
If you want Olympic divers and swimmers, you have to have a diving center and you have to have the pool. You have to have the facilities that support it. And it starts with youth recreation.
Absolutely. Definitely. So again, visit us on auburnmaine.gov, the website. As Haley and Misty had mentioned, you can find the latest program book, I guess for lack of a better term.
That works.
With kind of the calendar of events for things that are coming up. You can also get connected to that Civic Rec page where you can register for any of those programs as well. Yep. Check out the different facilities. All of that is also listed on our website. So definitely a great place to go and get the majority of information, if not all the information you're looking for. And, if you're so inclined, go check out some of these places.
Oh, absolutely.
Stop by the rec office at Pettingill Park, ask some questions. I know, we've got all sorts of things going on.
And if you have an idea, please share it with us. We had a community member reach out to us a couple months ago with this wonderful idea that we had never even thought of. And they came and presented it to us, and it was amazing and got some wheels turning on, another way to make Auburn better.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, definitely reach out. I will make sure that I put in the show notes where you can find the rec department. I'll also put some contact information in there as well. So if you have any ideas or thoughts, you can get those to us and we will pass them along to the right people. Well, thank you, Haley and Misty, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
And like I said, go to auburnmaine.gov. That's where all the information lives. Thanks,
outside,
ladies.
Go to a local park.
Yeah, exactly. And get outside. It's summer.
It's beautiful.
It's almost the first day of summer.
Thanks for joining us on Absolutely Auburn. You can find all things Auburn, Maine at auburnmaine.gov and goauburn.me. You can also listen to us anytime, anywhere you get your podcasts, including Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio, just to name a few. The City of Auburn's communications team wants to remind you that Absolutely Auburn is the only official podcast for the City of Auburn, Maine.